Good morning, folks. PGL Antwerp Major is the correct one. Good morning, Sean. Good morning, Inferno. Oh, yeah. What's up, big man? Ready to get catchy these days, but I slept less than 5 hours last night, so here we are. Well, there you go, Sean. I'm also, I'm starting to stream an hour early these days, or for this week. So, good morning, Yolf. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, big man. Good morning, and Zen Never. Send some heat to Texas. We're all about to freeze in this 0 cent. Really, Hordo? Really? Is it that cold in Texas? I thought it was warm in Texas. Guten Morgen, Planox. Well. Does nobody except PGL and ESL want to host a major? Yeah, that's the question. I guess there weren't that many people who got involved, huh? Morning, Jolly Green. Hey, Jolly Green. How's it going, man? The next time you come back, man, the next time you come back to visit, you are not going to recognize the place. We have spent so much time. So you know the top floor where the gym is? The floor beneath it opened up, and it's what, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times bigger. It's just gonna be massive, massive, massive. The next time you come back, man, it's gonna be sick. I can't wait to see your face. You're gonna be like, I hope you're doing well over there. I hope you're doing well over there. Not at all, Panda. Not at all. Not at all. All good, my dude. Don't even stress about it. What's up, Krang? Krang, our man on the inside, giving us all of the info. Dude, exactly that. Never. It's off the top rope, and the top rope is on the second floor, all the way down to the first. Yeah. New meanings. Hey, thanks, big man. Good man. Hey, what's up, Dust? How you doing, my dude? Are you throwing? I know that you are. I know that you are really good at disc golf now, Dust. Or have I been misled on that? Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, dude. It really is coming together. I'm finally finishing the paint today. So now we finish the paneling. We'll finish the paint. The entry hall is gonna be perfect. Yeah, it feels good. A lot of work gone into it, but it's really exciting. Well, not really good, but you're all right. Good. Okay. Quite a funny thing happened in Valorant Regional Middle East. You have a player with 15 years old. Ooh. Yet he was allowed on the base that said he is 16 in lunar years. That's a way to work around it. That is very well played. Well, how dare you question how dare you question their culture? Although I suppose, like, where is the rules will have been made in the United States. So are they following U.S. culture when applying the rules, or do you just happen to be born over there and so you can get away with it? I don't know. That's funny. Is that true, Dust? I know you're following Valorant. Is that true? Is that what happened there? That's mad. Although, listen, competition, man. You're going to look at the rules, and if you aren't trying to find a way to play the rules as close as possible, are you really competing? So I don't know, man. Hmm. Yes. So, not that Sweden had many restrictions, but it's looking like by the 9th, they're all going to get dropped. So, Wednesday next week, in less than a week, all restrictions dropped in Sweden. Hell yeah. Such a shame. Why are we going elsewhere for the major? Should be going, should be staying right here in Sweden. Go to Malmö this time so we can get the Copenhagen dudes involved. That would be sick. Good morning, Fresh Pair. Morning, Strobes. Hey, Dougie Don't. Same wording as the global rulebook. It defines age as live 16 full years. A lunar year is not quite a full year. Admin's done goofed up, man. So a lunar, wait, but how can a lunar year not be a full year? How does that work? Are you not just changing when the year starts? Is that am I misunderstanding this? Because when I think lunar year, I guess I'm just thinking that they just changed the date of when the year starts. So instead of January 1st, it would be, I don't know, May 17th. A lunar year is 355 days. Okay. Yeah. But if they're claiming a lunar year, then 10 days is there some crazy qualifier that happened that meant that he had to have 10 days difference? Is that how that happened? What? And I don't even understand this. That's some commitment, though. What is perfect? What is going on, man? Too painful to be around CSGO after all that's happened. It's a sore spot. No majors club. Too painful to be around CSGO after all that's happened. Yeah. Also, NMC, like no majors club. When I've never watched a no majors club. So what's the no majors club about? Hello, man. Subgreens from Brazil. Hope to see you around once again. What's up, Leo? Obrigado for the follow. Thank you, man. And yeah. Thank you for saying hi. Just watched the Go TV and memed. Just all hung out in Discord. I got you. Richard and the boys watching Go TV. Okay. Yeah, because I'm assuming that Richard. Well, hold on. Let's see. Have there been any news? Dust has never even been to a tier 1 LAN. What are you talking about? You've done E-League. Well, you did E-League, didn't you? Yeah, you were there. I remember that. And then you were doing DreamHacks when DreamHack was still a thing. So, like, you've done tier 1. It's just that you haven't done tier 1 recently. Best of NMC clips? That's a good question, Capsize. I think that they should figure that out. What's up, IDK? I feel like they should figure that out. The first week of S1. That's it. You worked E-League then. Snap. Exposed. We just screwed it up, yeah. That's right, we did. We did. That's right. That was so much fun. What a trip. Carlos had ambitions for G2. I don't give a fuck about being top 3. I want to win majors. Yeah. My last memory of a LAN in Belgium. What? What is? What? What did I just watch? I don't even. Back when Fallen was on Luminosity and the stock. Whew. I found to think of it being 2/3 in, but I'm really bad at remembering names, and it changes settings and characters constantly. Ah, okay. It's still definitely one of the books that's worth reading. The whole series is gold. But yeah, I see how that could be a bit of a challenge. But yeah, I mean, it's a mega classic. Yes, Dust skateboarded himself in the face. Yeah, it's been quite the ride. I bet it has, Endeavor. That's insane. Yeah. Good morning, Pez Freak. The CSGO Major Series Supplemental Rulebook. Okay. I'm going to take a look at that. So what is this? Yeah, okay, I know exactly what he's talking about. So I hope you're doing well. Wanted to run something by you regarding the use of command CL show position. Long story short, this command is being greatly debated behind closed doors in the professional scene at the moment. Having the command enabled allows players to line up grenades and wallbangs perfectly using the coordinates provided at the top of the screen. That is sick. I did not know that this was a thing. I like it. I've provided a video example from YouTube of a player using CL show pause to line up a banana wallbang. And it was also used by Team Liquid during IM Winter and by Zywoo as well. The smoke is extremely difficult to line up and throw without the op, so players who are riflers have opted to use the CL show pause command to find the exact coordinates to throw the smoke. I was looking for clarity if this is something that you believe should be legal during professional matches. All right, well, that's interesting that he sent this. But this would have been in notes, wouldn't it? Or is this in the supplemental rulebook? Best CounterStrike players in the world. Okay, so hold on. What the hell is this? Okay. Hinge smoke from T-spawn. You have to line up with the double zoom. Yeah, Zendara. That's the one that he's talking about. That's the one that Sponge was talking about in that email. Of how Hunden is trying to steal your thing. Dude, the Hunden is just trying to clear his name. Or clear his name. I don't know. I don't know what Hunden is trying to do. I mean, if he can find a team that will still hire him, this is conflict of interest. Conflicts of interest. Teams and players should not have any financial interest in the success of any team that they are competing against. Shared management, shared ownership of entities, licensing and loans with any other participating team or its players. If you have an agreement or business arrangement that you think may be of concern, then please reach out to the CSGO development team for further discussion. What about if Valve are directly in partnership with a player and his services? Is that an issue? If Valve are working directly with a player, i.e., Fallen, yeah, is that an issue that we need to be worried about here in conflicts of interest? I kind of wonder. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Hey, what's up, dude? How's it going, dude? The man is here. Maybe loaning players or loaning money, I would imagine. Eligibility, VAC. This is really just straight rules. What about during the match? Pretty sure that they've made it very clear that the coaches are not to be stage integrity. Team staff. There we go. Aside from the TO staff, only 5 players and the team's pre-registered coach are permitted in the competition area during event matches. Okay, so the coach is permitted in the competition area. So we've not gone full Dota 2. Right, coaches are not to communicate with the players by any means at any time, with the exception of warm-up, halftime, and tactical timeouts, yeah. Interesting. Coaches that wish to call a timeout are to do so by notifying an admin. Also, in the case of any matches where event admins are not physically present, e.g. online matches, no team staff, including the coach, may be physically or virtually present or communicate with the players at any time during the match. At any time during the match. Interesting. So if any portion of this happens online, the coaches are not allowed to have any contact at all. Huh. Can I have a question regarding today's Na'Vi match? It says it is an elimination match, but some people say it actually is not. So I am confused. GH StarCraft 2 Dragon. Yeah, they nerfed Malik pretty hard. But then, Malik still got to a major championship without having to worry about it, right? Or at least a major champion final. In regards to this being an elimination match or not, it's an elimination match from this tournament. And then it will go into this tournament. So if you get knocked out, bottom of your so it's not an elimination match. Exactly. Thank you, VNG. It's not an elimination match in the sense that you're completely done. You'll be done in that phase, the group phase of the spring. But then if you get knocked out today, you will get put into the showdown, which is this following tournament happening when the 20th through the 24th of April. It will be on this tournament, and then here you will have you will get another chance. You will get another chance to play through a single elimination bracket, and if you get eliminated here, then you are done. Then you are fucked. But this is a different tournament, right? So it's yet another chance for partner teams, because these are all partner teams, right? It's yet another chance for the partner teams to qualify through again. Even if it goes south for them here, they'll have 2 months to retool, and then there you go. Even one of the Asian teams is true. Exactly. Blast is doing a 4 to 5 bracket. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, look, like, this is nuts. Double elimination bracket in the groups into another bracket here. There's last chance matches. And then you and then you still go on. That's freaking wild. Hey, thank you, Gibralt. I appreciate it, man. No, I'm glad you're here, Gibralt. Thank you. We will do predictions. We did predictions yesterday, but we'll do predictions again today. What's up, Shinigami? AKA the Virtus Plow Limb System. That's pretty much it. Or the Na'Vi. The Na'Vi elimination system when playing in Star Series. Definitely cannot. You always end up getting a medal somehow. That's called a participation medal, VNG, and that's how that's how most sports go now in the West. It's very weird that. I don't get it. I don't get that at all. Where you can't cheer for teams that are winning and losing. Like, everybody's a winner. It's like, no, that's not how competition works. Get the fuck out of here, Mom. Casting do it for the final at the next major. Great Rizzu. Yes, that would be that would be the play. That would be the play. Ooh. Glitch Molly. Glitch Molly. How is this still a thing? Also, why would you put a name tag on a classic knife? So ugly. It just ruins the knife. Take that name tag off. What are you doing, my man? The revolution that wasn't. GameStop, Reddit, and the fleecing of small investors. Interesting. I wonder if that's the case. The fleecing of small investors. We play major. Surely they'll do a high production job akin to Blast. Okay, well, guys, remember. It's not like one major finishes and then they decide who gets the next major. You have to remember this. Rona fucked a lot of things up. 2 years just, it really delayed everything. It really put a wrench in things. So Rona screwed everything up. But the teams in Valve were planning years ahead in terms of majors. And so all the majors were planned out, and they already knew who was going to run which major at which time. So if there's any outrage or whatever over Blast PGL getting this major, it was already in the books. By the time the other one was done, it was already in the books. But I mean, you got to work your way up. There's being able to show that you're capable of running events. Also depends on your pedigree. It's not like E-League had to wait too long before getting a major. They got it pretty quick. But then again, that's Turner. You know that they're going to do a good job with the production. It's going to be televised. There's a lot of advantages in that sort of scenario. So barring specific circumstances, you got to take your time with it. Also, running a major is prohibitively expensive, very expensive. So there's only a few orgs that feel like they've got the chops to run the major, because you're hoping that you're going to make a lot of money off of stickers and whatnot. That'll help, but it still costs a small fortune to run a major. So not everybody's going to have the funds to do it, which is why I don't think Blast are even applying to get a major. I don't even think that they are applying for a major, because the cost involved in running a major is so high, and they're barely making it as it is. So, there's like some TOs are going to want to run a major, and some TOs are just going to really stick to their guns, which I admire, which I think is fine, because it really annoys me that we have majors just because Valve gets involved, and there's so much focus on the majors that it kind of fucks the usual ecosystem up. So it makes it takes up time. It's going to take a month of the calendar up, because you have to run the RMR and then you have to run the major. And so you're going to lose a month total out of the calendar that could be open for other TOs to run. Although, who am I kidding? We all know that ESL are just going to get their monopoly fingers into it and take up those weeks anyway. But once upon a time, that could have been a chance for WePlay to run a tier 1 event. That could have been a chance for somebody else to run an event. But because of the Louvre agreement and Blast agreement, it's probably just going to be another ESL and Blast event in those periods. But still, that's us. That's the third party, at least running tournaments, and not Valve, stepping in and fucking things up. So whatever. I'm kind of like mixed on the majors now. It's a bit annoying, but there you go. It's another old school DreamHack major. Wow, yeah, that would be. But you'll never fit everybody's. I know. We ran out of space. 2014 winter, we were stealing the seats from the StarCraft 2 and the Dota 2 stages that were next door to us. But not like that there were many people watching there. So I mean, it's like there were just a bunch of empty chairs. So CSGO fans were just going over and taking the chairs and moving them over to the CS side of things. So get wrecked, right? But it would be cool to go back to Jönköping because there is a hockey stadium in Jönköping. There's a hockey stadium there. So we have filled that stadium in the past. It's just that the stadium usually prioritizes the hockey because it's a hockey stadium. And so it's been really hard to line up the major dates with the being able to use the hockey stadium for events for, let's say, grand finals, which is what DreamHack has done in the past. They've done it once. So it could have been done. It would just require so much forward planning. But it could definitely be done to have another Jönköping major. That being said, DreamHack is basically dead. So I doubt that will ever happen, sadly. Would I say the last major was a disaster? How come PGL has another one? It depends on what you're looking at. Thomas. As far as the players are concerned, as far as I know, the PGL aced it. They did a great job in regards to the players, as far as I know. So the players don't have anything to complain about with PGL. The PCs were good. The amenities were good. The hotel was good. The venue was good. The stage was good. So I mean, as far as the players are concerned, PGL killed it, which is exactly what Valve want. Valve don't give two shits about production. Valve don't give two shits about the commentators. Valve care about the players and the fans. The players, fantastic. The 4K stream worked really well. People loved it. And we broke viewership records. 2.7 million people tuned in peak. So that's a huge success. So it depends on how you look at it, whether by which metric are you judging success? As far like by, I think Valve's metrics, the PGL major was a huge success. PGL nailed it, knocked it out of the park. Now by Richard's metric, Valve or PGL fucked it up, and so it really depends on like whose metric are you following. So am I surprised to see PGL get the following major? No. Also, keep in mind, they'd planned it out in ahead. So PGL's major, they already knew that PGL were going to get back-to-back majors. So it's not like PGL did well and then they got the patent, they go ahead. They already had it, right? They already had the following major. So it just means that PGL really put their foot forward and pitched for those majors. And it probably means that nobody else pitched because keep in mind, remember, the Rio major, right? It was supposed to be Rio or Sao Paulo. The major for ESL was supposed to happen at the beginning of Rona, remember? So we don't know. Like the order got all fucked up. It got all messed up. So, there you go, right? So in regard to prize pool, I see that Nell is at the top of Reddit with his just immediately, here's the next major. Wah! I like Nell, but dude, think about it from a business perspective. Okay, so something that people don't understand, and this is something that people need to be more aware of. Fans need to be more aware of. Prize money is the biggest cost for running a tournament by far. You get no return on prize money, none. So you might as well take that money, stack it up in your garage, pour gasoline on it, and light it on fire. That's how useful prize money is to TOs. So it's always walking that fine line between how much prize money you could give, and how much you can keep for a production. And so you're really trying to walk that fine line where it's just like, oh, this sounds like a good number for the prize money, but whatever. Because keep in mind, the players, the tier 1 players, most of these teams are making very good money now. Tier 1 teams are making hundreds of thousands. So as far as money is concerned, the teams aren't hurting. The tier 1 teams are doing exceedingly well. And then you have the stickers, right? You have the signature stickers. You have the stickers for the players. They make even more money that way. Once upon a time, they made more money selling stickers than they did from winning the fucking major. So the stickers pay the players very well. Keep that in mind. And so all the prize money is just jerking off between TOs, jerking off between developers, where, it's just like, we should. But the thing is, like, then it just becomes a part of a game in terms of the focus isn't on the major, the focus is on the prize pool. Just the way that the TI, the focus isn't on TI, the focus is on the prize pool. So it's all about prestige. It's all about, like, that an event shouldn't be about its prize pool. An event should be about the prestige. And so the major, it's about making sure that the major stays the major and not just some freak show. How high can we get the prize pool, right? That's the concern. So as far as Valve are concerned, they probably can't see a difference in viewership based on prize pool. And so the only reason that you would put more money into the prize pool at this point is if you would see some kind of return on viewership. So think about it like marketing dollars or something, right? For every dollar you spend, you want to see a return on it. And so Valve are walking that line, and everybody is walking that line in terms of how much money can they put in the prize pool where before the return isn't worth the spend. So, it's fine that we can sit here and cry because Valve don't give two shits about Reddit or Twitter or whatever. It's not interesting for them because think about it, 2.7 million people. How many people does Nell get with that tweet? A few thousand, whatever. Who cares? As far as Valve are concerned, that's insignificant. It doesn't matter. So we get to pat ourselves on the back and feel good, but for Valve, they're just like, yeah, a million is all we need to put in. Because it's still a major. What people really care about is the major. What the players really care about is the major. And so they don't, so the prize money is secondary. And so if there's going to be two majors, remember the last major was 2 million only because it was the one major of the year. So they just put 2 million into it to make up for the fact that there wasn't another million in another major. But now that we're going to go back to 2 majors a year, they split it back up again to 1 million a major. And there you go. Exactly, Brutiful. Exactly. But that's so Treadstone. That's a good point. Making stickers available for everybody. That's a good point. We'll need that. I mean, I think it's criminal last time how late Valve were on the stickers. If you're going to rely on the stickers to be a major moneymaker for players and a big thing for fans to get involved with, you can't wait until 2 days before the event starts. Even then, after the event, it's ridiculous. So I really hope Valve pull their thumbs out and actually get on top of the stickers nice and early this time. Get on top of the pick'em nice and early. Get everything up and running nice and early. I wonder just how affected they were by Rona. I know that, Valve are based out of Seattle, which is an absolute hellhole when it comes to Rona and all these virtue signaling pricks. So they probably were all working from home, and that probably put a wrench in things in terms of communication, in terms of, getting things up and going and blah, blah, blah. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. But this time around, it should be perfect. This time around, they should have everything ironed out. We should have the stickers nice and early. We should have all the promotion nice and early, and it should be great, right? We should just be able to cruise through. I agree personally, Shinigami. Just because this first major out of the year, it happens. You can't run it before the player break. If we could delay this first major until right before the player break, I'd be more about it. But because it's still going to happen, and then teams are still going to be playing afterwards, you're going to have some weird blast final coming out of nowhere right after the major. It's so shitty. It's just like, if we could just have the whole year end in the major, the culmination of the year is the major, and it happens right before the Christmas break. That's it. You go into the holidays, and that's it, right? You have your off season, you get your roster changes. It'd be pretty sweet. You know, 2 million is a sweet spot. Yeah, exactly. You could have one big tournament, $2 million. It's the World Championship. Bam. Go for it, right? I would love that. That would be terrific. It's just that we're not getting that. We're still getting these 2 majors, and it's still going to be just weird in the calendar. I don't know why. Players don't like majors at the end of the season or before player breaks. Why is that, though? Why would players not like that? Is it because it's going to spoil their break if they do poorly? Or I guess because the roster move bonanza is going to happen during their break when they should be taking time off? Those are the only 2 reasons I could think of for not having him there. I mean, fair. They want it to be a LAN. They 100% want it to be a LAN. I don't know, Sunman. Hey, Heaven Lass. Just tuned in. What are we discussing? We're discussing Major, Valve, the usual, the CS news. Lack of motivation at the end of season. But then you would actually structure your season and your events leading up to the major, which, again, has its drawbacks. It's very much going to be the same ESL and face it. You found a new potential emote.
I have a magic word for all of you.
Oh, ESWC. ESWC. Man, that was an event. Talk about production issues.
We are going.
Yeah. Talk about production issues, man. That was a while ago. OP skins. Talk about these guys. Like, these guys were like 20 years old and they made this website, and then they sold it for millions and millions and millions of dollars. So I hope that they still have that money and they haven't just pissed it all away. But because they were spending a lot of money, they were throwing the after party. They're just slapping cash around left and right. So I hope they didn't spend all that money. But OP skins. Remember OP skins? There you go. Yeah, it was one of the highlights of Dota 2. Those were good times, man. Those were good times. Sure, Ayad. Yeah, sure. I like seeing someone else other than ESL get the major. I mean, don't worry. Pretty soon it will just be the ESL who will be running everything. If anything, the major is the last chance for a third party to run something, apart from ESL, right? For somebody else to run something, the major is going to be it. I don't think you're going to have any other opportunities. OP skins days, right, Six Boy? OP skins days. Rip E-League, man. I enjoyed it. I loved working with E-League. Man, they were so good to work with. Yeah, that's going to really be like what would you say? A jewel in the tiara? I don't know. A jewel in my tiara. A high point in my career. We'll put it that way. High point in my career was working E-League. Because man, that was sick. Now we have NFTs. There you go. What happened with E-League is we just didn't get the viewership. CSGO Lounge was a thing back then. But we just didn't get the viewership, Mr. Thrillix. We needed to get a certain number of viewers tuning in, and we just couldn't get that viewership going. And so they were spending a lot of money to run E-League. They were spending a lot of money to run E-League. And so without the viewership, it just wasn't worth it from a sponsor point of view. You could just run everything. Which are tier 1 TOs? Which are tier 1 TOs? I mean, ESL, Face It, Blast, We Play, PGL. That's pretty much it off the top of my head. We haven't really seen anybody. I mean, in the online space, Repub League does good work. Their online broadcast looks good. I love the HUD. They do a good job for an online, production, but are they capable of running anything on LAN? Don't know yet. We Play's production and studio and staff, they're tier 1. The We Play Academy League Season 1, when I flew to Kiev to work that, they killed it. Terrific job. Standards way high. Just up there with the best. It was seriously an excellent event. I loved working it. The people there were great. I mean, they just on all levels, We Play kill it. So to see We Play get more involved in a Tier 1 sense would be terrific. Would E-League have been better if they didn't try to run it on TBS as well? I mean, the fact that it had to be on TV obviously complicated matters. They didn't have anywhere to go online apart from Twitch, so that's not interesting for a broadcasting, for a network, right? So it had to be on Turner, and if you can get many times more viewership just running a rerun of a regular TV show over, what's supposed to be a flagship product, your CSGO tournament, it just doesn't make sense anymore, to run the tournament. So that's kind of what was happening. That's kind of what we were fighting against. And, it's just people who are going to watch CounterStrike are not going to be on Turner. You know what I mean? They're not watching on TV. They're watching on PCs. So it's just not where you're going to find your audience. Which is sad to say, because there were guys who, it was fun. Like people at the studio, or I remember the guy who drove, like an older gentleman who drove the bus that got us from the hotel to the studio. He was just like, man, you guys really do a good job explaining things. Like, I didn't know at first what was going on, but you and Anders, man, you guys are doing good work. And now I can totally get it, and I'm really enjoying watching the show. I'm just like, hell yeah. But he was cool. But yeah. Do, exactly. Good times. Do. ESL Pro League Season 15 groups revealed. Dodo released from ENCE. Okay, so RIP finish CS. We lose another one. That gets 14 comments, so nobody gives a shit. How many views does this get?
The reason why we're wrong doesn't make sense.
13,000. Oh, they did this at Flick. Oh. Interesting. Carlos, I mean, if you're going to spend that much money, I hope you're going to win a major, dude. Talk about buying a major. That's pretty much G2's goal at this point. ESL Pro League Season 15. Let's see. March. All of March is going to be Pro League. Just the groups. All of March. Complexity, Evil Geniuses. How do they do this? How does Complexity and Evil Geniuses, like the two NA teams, how do two NA teams still wind up in the same group? And here too. I mean, I know why. It's because they want them. They just want more time at home. So it's the same reason why with Blast, all the NA teams suddenly magically happen to be in Group D or whatever, Group C. It's because if the players have to fly to Europe, they just want to stay at home a couple more weeks before they have to make that flight. But then it winds up with multiple NA teams being in the groups, which, okay, fair enough. I mean, I guess it can still work from a TO perspective, because then it just increases the odds of an NA team making it through. But it's still annoying. You kind of want to see like a fair spread here between all the groups. What a weird group. Hold on. So G2, Nip, Entropic, Fnatic, Mouse, and Looking for Org. That's an interesting logo, at least. Has Sterling, APOC, Savage. Uh-huh. Good for him. Okay. Group B, Vitality, Virtus Pro, FaZe, Furia, Ents, and Sprout. Well, Ents and Sprout are kind of like, wow, Sprout have really gone Danish now, too. And they brought a fucking, what is this? What is this? So they've had to go Danish. All right. Group C, Gambit, Liquid, Godsent, Big, Movie Star Writers, Party Astronauts. Okay. Yeah, these groups are. So that's what. So wait, hold on. So like, Sprout can't find more. There's no German talents past this. That's it. CS is dead in Germany. Which wouldn't surprise me considering how hard it is to find sponsorship in Germany for CS. But I mean, there's no other. They can't find 3 other Germans to bring on to Sprout. That's so weird. It's pretty much dead. It can't be dead because it was never alive. All right, fair enough. So throwing to you, what's your criteria for an amazing production? Or what makes a production amazing in your eyes? Ooh. Ooh, that is interesting. I guess for me, what makes an amazing production is nailing all of the technical aspects of a production. Smooth transitions, good audio balance, good video, no hang-ups, no pauses. If you can run a tight ship, I don't care about the filler content. It's true that nobody really cares about the filler content. Everybody just wants to watch the match. That's how ESL see it. And to be fair, they're not wrong. It's very hard to see a bump up when you do the filler content, to see a bump in viewership or anything like that. So filler content, not super interesting. But for me, it's like an amazing production is E-League because they were technically, it was just such a smooth production to be a part of. Had a nice production meeting at the beginning of the day. You know, everything is on the same page. Everybody's on the same page. You get into the production, everything is going smooth. Bam, bam, bam. Audio's crisp. Everything is just perfect. It just means that you can focus on the game 100% and not have to worry about anything else. There's no audio issues. There's no video issues. There's no things delays, technical delays. There's none of that. So for me, a tight production, right? A good team on the production side of things. That's what makes an amazing production for me. And E-League are pretty much the best. But that's TV for you. TV is so used to walking on the razor edge. If anything goes wrong in TV, it's cutthroat. It's like if anything goes wrong, that's your job. It's not esports where it's like, oh, well, you know, he doesn't have much experience, or, oh, well, you know, blah, 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 blah. It's like, let's see. Like Turner is sharp because you can literally have an executive, like one of the executives walked into the production room randomly when they were live, and I guess the director stayed on one camera for too long because he literally shouts at the director like, "What? You only got one camera? You know, like fucking change cameras." And all of a sudden the director's like, "Ah," you know, like trying to change cameras and like be all active and shit. But like, I guess Turner is a little bit more tense because you can literally have a fucking Emmy award-winning executive walk into your fucking production room at any point in time and just start shouting at people. So, and if you don't do a good job, you're fired because there's going to be somebody else who can do your job. And then if they aren't good, they're fired. And it'll just keep going that way. So TV, that's why TV production is up here. It's because they don't fuck around. You don't make mistakes. You check everything. You get it right the first time because it's live. And yeah, it was a joy to work with. It was a joy to work with because, yeah, no bullshit. Like, no bullshit. And, you know, it's live. So there's no do-overs. There's no take-backsies. There's none of that. It's you get it right the first time or you fuck off. And so that just makes the level, that makes you really push all the way to the top in terms of level. And it was really fun to work in. It's a great environment. So, yeah, I miss E-League. I miss E-League. Oh, I miss E-League. E-League were so good. But, you know, such is life. Such is life. Do I think Alexi B is a better in-game leader than Nexa? No. With nerve issues run this thing? No, it caters to the elite. Either you're good enough to hack it or you're not. If you're not good enough to hack it, go work something else. I don't have any problem with that, mad as hell. People are trying, but mistakes happen. Yeah, if it's a small mistake, if it's a little hiccup, fine. But if something happens, like a big tech difficulty or something like that, they're going to figure out who's responsible for that. You know? But they have definitely it's like, it's good. On the contrary, it's good. Man, there was a story like that. Shit, I can't remember off the top of my head. But somebody did get fired. Oh, damn it. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. Somebody didn't cut it. And somebody like literally got fired on the spot where they were just like, get out. Who was it? Fuck, I can't remember. I can't remember the details of the story now. Shoot, it's been too long since I thought about this. But yeah, it was some circumstance like that where something happened. Something happened and an exec walked into the room and literally just said, get the fuck out. And it was just like, okay. But I can't remember. Fuck. I can't remember the details of the story now. But yeah. There you go. Why does Blast not want to do the major? Because it costs mucho mula to run the major. And they've already invested heavily this year. This year was a year of investment for Blast. They've got a massive studio space. They're renovating. They're putting lots of money into stuff. They're $12 million in the hole this year. They've spent money. So this was not going to be a year for Blast to run a major. There's just too much money to spend. Yeah, there you go. I mean, of course, Gold Omen. Of course. With Saudi money, anything is possible. Same thing with Chinese money. It was, you know, the thing is, guys, like the Saudis ended up buying ESL, but ESL have been for sale for years. MTG came very close to selling them to a Chinese company. So it would have been the same thing. It would have just been a Chinese company instead of the Saudis. But you know, MTG has been trying to sell them for a long time. Whoever had the dinero. Yes, personally, I do, Zeno. There's two ways this goes. ESL will buy them and just have them monopoly, which personally I think, considering the money that's involved, why not just buy them and have them monopoly? And or they're just going to be allowed to exist where ESL will just have 80% of the market and Blast will have the remaining 20%, and then it will just stay that way. So it might as well be a monopoly at that point because Blast are literally surviving at the behest of ESL. ESL are just showing mercy at that point, just saying, okay, you can survive just so that we don't have the monopoly, right? But in reality, it is a monopoly because you don't get, you know, it's like you're only going to be able to grow so much if you're Blast because ESL will occupy everything else. And so you're just going to exist in that space, but it might as well be an ESL monopoly at that point. It's just that Blast won't get the money. So I think Blast would prefer that the Saudis bought them because then at least they get the money. And then, you know, and then they can still run it, right? Do I think Valve will step in at any point? No. I think Valve have signed off on it. This sale doesn't happen. ESL does not get bought. Faceit does not get bought for this kind of money if there isn't some kind of guarantee from Valve that ESL can continue to run CounterStrike and continue to run their games. Because ESL dies. ESL and Faceit would have died without being able to run Dota 2 and StarCraft and CS. So without there being some kind of guarantee from Valve, there's no fucking way Saudi are spending $1 billion on a company that could get their biggest products pulled out from under them overnight. They're not making that kind of mistake again because that's what happened with ESL in the past with StarCraft 2 and with League of Legends. Because remember, ESL used to run League of Legends. Remember that. They used to run LCS or LEC or whatever the fuck it's called. They used to run it. So, and then Riot from one year to the next decided, you know what, we're going to run it now. and just took all of that away from ESL. So ESL invested massively in running the LCS and running all of that. And then overnight, Riot was like, actually, we're going to run that now. So that investment that you just made, yeah, fuck you. And also, same thing with Blizzard. StarCraft 2, running all those, that was the reason for having the Burbank office over in Los Angeles, was to be able to work better with Blizzard and Riot and do other products like that, work those esports. And Blizzard decided to take it all in-house themselves. So, I mean, without Valve and the fact that Valve just allow almost anybody to run tournaments in their games, you would not have had, like, the third-party circuit would have died if it weren't for CSGO. If it weren't for CSGO and if it weren't for Dota. DreamHack would be dead, 100%. And ESL would be dead. You wouldn't have it. Blast wouldn't be a thing. Like, you just wouldn't have these third parties being able to run anything without CS. So in order for investment to happen at that scale, I think you have to, I mean, Faceit, I could see. I don't think that ESEA is as big as Faceit in terms of platform. But Faceit, I could see getting a good chunk of investment just because they have the platform. They have millions of users on that platform daily. So, and for other games as well. So not just CS, but for like Rainbow Six and like other games. So Faceit are actually doing really well from the platform point of view. So I could see why they would get invested. But in my perspective, Faceit are worth more than ESL with their platform. So I don't know where the money comes in, how ESL are the ones getting $1 billion. Like, I don't understand how, because ESEA isn't that fucking big. And it's not cross-platform. It's literally, ESEA is just CS. It's not even other games. So ESL is literally just running tournaments? They don't make any money running their tournaments. So where does $1 billion come in for ESL? I don't get it. Like, Faceit, fine. I can make it, I can understand that. The platform, fair enough. But, I mean, ESL for twice as much as Faceit? It just doesn't make sense. I just have no idea. So, I don't know, Shinigami. That's a good question. That's a really good question, and I don't know off the top of my head because I haven't been tied into the tournament side of things for a while. So I wouldn't know how many hours watched you need to break even. Not off the top of my head. So, yeah, no, that's the thing. I don't, it's just weird. Hey, what's up, Westside? Good morning. Good morning. Graban. 650 euros in the prize pool. Yeah, but Valve need to make money too. What do we think about 1 million in prize pool? We explained this earlier, Ice Cold. Also, guys, in case you missed it, for this week, I'll be loading the podcast up. I'll be loading the show up to YouTube. So in case you missed the earlier parts of the show, you can go back and watch if you want on YouTube. So we did talk about the prize pool already, Ice Cold Lemon Dogs. And we went into detail as to why the prize pool is what it is. So in case you missed any of that sort of thing, there you go. You guys can go and watch. You can watch the YouTube channel afterwards. And we'll do that. We'll do that for this week, and then see what we do from there. The dojo painting is going very well. I'm gonna go straight back there in a minute and finish painting. I've got 3 square meters that I need to finish painting, and then I can start hanging lights up in the actual mat space. So last night we were tired though. What was that like? I was drilling holes. So we have to put in new pipes for the drains. We have to put in new pipes for the drains for the showers. But those pipes go through the people beneath us, their freaking lobby. So last night, turns out the plumbers, I need to be a plumber. I need to be an electrician or a plumber. Because I basically can say, I could not be done with my job for the day, but I can say, oh, it's 4:30. Bye. And just be like, like this thing apparently needs to happen today. It has to happen today in order for the work tomorrow morning to continue. But it's 4:30, guys. Sorry. I just got to go. Bye. Peace. So I was literally doing the plumber's job. I was drilling into the fucking ceiling. So we're like 3.5 meters up, drilling into this concrete ceiling, making these holes so that we could pass these pipes and shit, and then putting up these plugs and like drilling these plugs into place and all this sort of shit so they can pour cement in the morning. Like doing all this shit last night at like 5 p.m. because the plumber decided to bail at 4:30 because he was done with his day. And I was just like, what the fuck? And then we had to like vacuum clean the whole place because it's literally their sales lobby. So they're all looking at us like, you know. So I made perfectly sure that there was not a speck of dust anywhere in that lobby. I went over that place with a fine-tooth comb, and I had them walk around it afterwards. I was like, take a look, please. You know, that I want to make sure that we're leaving it in a good condition. You know, they walk around. They did not find a speck of dust. And we were drilling all cement and all over the place. So, it's been busy. I was exhausted yesterday, and we're going to go and get back at it this morning. Right after this, I'm going to go straight to the studio and start working on that. Whew. Do you have the time to co-stream blast matches today? No. No, we weren't wearing a mask, sadly, because I wasn't expecting to be doing the drilling. So I wasn't wearing a mask. So, yeah, I feel it a bit today. The sinuses are a little bit dry. So, oh, well, we'll have to see. Let's see. So today's matches, we talked about this yesterday as well. Today's predictions, what did we say? What was it? Complexity over MIBR or MIBR over complexity? I can't remember what I said. Shoot. But then there's a VOD on YouTube that you guys can go and check for my predictions. And then you could find the predictions there. Because I remember. Now I don't remember what my reasoning was for my predictions. I may give you false predictions. I mean, I think that complexity win this, but then MIBR have got nothing to lose. And complexity have not done much. The female one that just sounds incredibly insincere and is overused. Frankie Void is hidden. You get a golf clap for that one. Well played, sir. Well played. That was good. That was good, Daryl. That's a good one, dude. Well played. All right. I'm just going to say it this way, guys. Go and check the VOD for yesterday for predictions. It should be at the end of the VOD we did predictions because I am out of time. I got to run. Let's find somebody to host. Semphis is still going. Perfect. All right, everybody. Well, you guys have a terrific day, all of you. Super happy just chilling out here with you guys. I know it's a little bit earlier than we're used to, but, you know, such is life. Running it a little bit earlier this week just because there's a lot of work going on at the studio, so that just makes things a little bit more all over the place. But it should just be for this week. I don't know. We'll test it out. I do kind of like running it a little bit earlier like this because then I can do other stuff afterwards, but we'll see. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. And, yeah. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll talk some more CS. We'll see what's cooking and maybe get more into this major and all that sort of thing. So, yeah. See you all tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.